No child deserves this. That's the most horrible thing you can do, the power and control of it, the stealing the innocence of a child and the horrible victimizations they went through with these monsters.
An Alabama sheriff speaking out on the shocking arrest of 7 people accused of running a child sex trafficking ring out of a concrete bunker in a rural area just south of Birmingham. Police say the 10 victims range in age from 3 years old to 15. This case is among several recent human trafficking arrests across the country. And now the Department of Homeland Security is looking to shine a light on the crisis as today marks World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Joining us now is Unit Chief for the DHS Center for Countering Human Trafficking, Brandi Bynum. Brandi, welcome and thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
DHS notes there's been a staggering 27.6 million estimated victims of human trafficking worldwide, and it's also a big problem right here in the U.S. Is this a problem that's only getting worse?
That's correct. It is a global issue, and it's happening right here in the United States. And so I wouldn't necessarily say it's getting worse. It's a problem and a heinous crime that's been happening for years. And the federal government has been in this space for almost 25 years. This year, actually, we're commemorating the 25th anniversary of the Trafficking Victim Protection Act. And so it's good to have conversations like these to help spread awareness about the crime.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also the 15th anniversary of DHS's Blue campaign, right, to raise awareness on the issue. And as your program points out, human trafficking is often hidden in plain sight, right in front of our very eyes. You have 14 years of experience in education and training. What do we even begin to look for if the crime is often covert?
Absolutely. We do say a lot of times it's a crime in plain sight because contrary to popular belief, victims are not always in chains or hidden. They're out in the public walking around with you and I. And so there are some indicators that members of the public could be able to recognize for a potential victim of human trafficking. So, for example, someone who isn't in possession of their personal identification, like their license or their passport, someone who looks disheveled, someone who shows various signs of bruising, or someone who isn't appropriately dressed for the weather. So, for example, if you're in a really cold area and you see someone in a tank top or shorts, when we talk about labor trafficking, it could be someone that's not dressed appropriately for work. So we have a lot of people who get, trafficked in agriculture on farms or at construction sites. And so if someone's working in construction, you would think they would have like a hard hat and steel-toed boots. A lot of times if someone's being trafficked and forced to work in those conditions, they have on sneakers and shorts, and that's just not appropriate. So those could be some indicators that people could recognize.
What if we're in a public space and, we see red flags about a child? What's the appropriate way to approach a child, kind of have that conversation without scaring them? What's your guidance there when it comes to kids?
Unless someone is a member of law enforcement, we do not encourage someone approach a potential victim or a trafficker.
Okay.
If someone is in immediate danger, especially a young person, we encourage them to call 911. And then we also have a DHS tip line that someone can call to report directly to federal law enforcement.
Yeah. And let them take it from there. Makes total sense. What kind of success has the mission seen in bringing victims home and perpetrators to justice?
Good question. So our program, as you mentioned, we're commemorating the 15th anniversary this year. And so when we are able to talk to law enforcement and train them on what human trafficking is, what it looks like, and provide that trauma-informed care with a potential victim, or when we're able to talk to members of hospitality or the aviation industry where we know people are getting trafficked in those industries, it's a good opportunity to provide that training for frontline employees. And so we've seen a lot of success. We've trained thousands of people. We have an initiative for aviation called the Blue Lightning Initiative that we partner with Customs and Border Protection and the Department of Transportation on, and we've trained over 400,000 aviation personnel, whether that's at the airlines or the airports, to recognize and properly report. And so that's the mission of the campaign. I like to say we do 3 things really well: training, public awareness, and outreach. And everything we do is free. And so as a part of the federal government, our role in this space is really just to provide that free training and provide free materials to the public.
Well, as I always say, thank God for people and organizations like yours and missions like this. Brandi Bynum, thank you so much. A noble cause, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.